I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Thank you, Bill. We are into another edition of the Daily Puck Drop, your daily sports podcast that just wows you and excites you every single day. Thank you for watching and listening every single day like you do. Does not matter how you do it. But thank you if you're watching on YouTube during the live show. You can, of course, leave a comment if you just go to YouTube Puck Sports in the comment section there. Also, we are live on X. And if you just want to listen to us and you don't know, Puck Sports mobile app, that's right, on your phone. You can download the Puck Sports mobile app from Google Play for Android users and from the iOS store for iPhone users. Now, if you're not part of the live crowd and you want to watch or listen to it later, we got you covered. We're up on YouTube every single day. We post everything up there, the DPD, and then also all of our interviews. We separate those, and you can find everything up on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcast, including iHeartRadio. Does not matter. And, of course, you can find everything else at pucksports.com, including the great way to sign up to become a Pucks Posse member. Your $5 a month supports everything that we do here daily at the Daily Puck Drop and Puck Sports. Plus, we give you bonus shows every single week. We've got a bunch already that are out now. We've got the Sports Pit with Matt Stretch Johnson out on Tuesday. Inside Pitch with the great Ryan Divish talking Mariners baseball that came out yesterday. You'll have another episode of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered. A reminder, you can watch and listen to the whole KJ-Arent free during the live Daily Puck Drop. But once the live show is over, the only way to watch or listen to it is if you are a Pucks Posse member. Again, sign up at pucksports.com. And just dropping this morning, just on audio, we did a recording of Old Crimson with myself, Paul Sorensen, and Jim Moore, just talking about the first month there of Cougar football. We also posted it up on YouTube as well. If you want to watch it, you can watch it on YouTube. If you just want to listen to it, you got to be a Pucks Posse member at pucksports.com. All right, big thanks to Limback Lumber, who provides us with this beautiful studio every single day. They're going to take care of you and all your lumber needs. Reach out to them, please. They've been doing business since 1930. That phone number is 206-782-3487. Visit them at limbacklumber.com. You can visit me on all the social media platforms, Puck Sports everywhere except for TikTok, which is Puck_sports. And I mentioned again, sign up at pucksports.com to become a Pucks Posse member. All right, headlines before we get to our normal regular Thursday guests. We'll pay a visit with Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. We'll get the very latest on the coaching search. And then, of course, games and previews of the divisional round games coming up this weekend. Speaking of those games this weekend, we'll get to the news on Fred Warner in just a quick second. And then coming up after Garafolo, we'll talk to Mitch Levy, another edition of KJ-Arent. Fred Warner returned to practice yesterday. What does that mean? We'll find out in a couple seconds from Garafolo. Will he play this week? I don't know. Seems still like a long shot, but they've always kind of targeted, at least the word down there was they were targeting the championship game. But maybe, just maybe, he sneaks onto the field this weekend. Other news and notes, we should have an announcement at some point today in the baseball world on Kyle Tucker. Jeff Passan reporting that there are 3 teams in on Kyle Tucker, not the Mariners, of course. And one of them being the Toronto Blue Jays, the team you lost to in the American League Championship Series, who's willing to pay Tucker up to a 10-year deal. So, hey, John Stanton, Ems, it's okay. I can spend a little money. I know you made a lot of money there in the postseason. We'll get to all of those news and notes a little bit later in the show. But joining us, as he always does, he is our NFL newsbreaker. He is a man that with us, he's usually kind, he's gentle, he's respectful. But when you put him on a different podcast radio show, he gets a little animated. And he got a little animated this week, folks.
Go make your case for your boy.
Where's my ring? Where's the Super Bowl ring that I can hold up as a prop,
the one that he got wearing pom-poms, waving pom-poms on the sidelines? Thanks to Fangio and
what do you want him to
Stoutland?
do? He's the head coach. What do you want him to do? You want to call
Thanks to Stoutland?
both sides of the
He's
ball?
the head coach who comes from the
Yeah.
offensive side of the ball, who has no idea about offense.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Listen, they have fundamental
Because I saw
problems.
such a great offense
They have
over the last year.
fundamental
It took
problems.
Lane Johnson
You know what I'm
last
saying?
year to
That's
tell
how my
him to
daughter,
run
she's
the
got to
ball.
puke by herself right now because I gotta deal with this right now. Okay, that quarterback and that wide receiver can't coexist anymore. That's not even top 10 AJ Brown controversies. It doesn't even make the top 10 list. EJ's sitting there. I'm watching.
Oh, I'm
his face. He
sorry.
knows I'm
Mr.
right.
EQ can't handle his locker room. He's got a
What does
diva
EQ
wide
stand
receiver.
What does EQ stand for?
Emotional intelligence.
There's the two favorite parts. The last one, the emotional intelligence, and then the fact that you were getting so worked up and you've got your poor daughter
What?
over the corner apparently throwing up and you can't even take care of her.
She was faking. Don't worry, she was faking. She just wanted a day. She wanted a day off from school. She
God,
never
I
threw
love
up.
that type of sports talk.
My buddy,
just love it so much.
I was half listening. Did you run the one where I go, my opinion matters? My buddy's been killing me all week on that. My opinion matters.
I think I cut a little bit out just to make, because it was a little bit, the clip was long. So
I didn't even like, that was not a strong debate performance from me either. Like I didn't have great points other than like, he just won the Super Bowl, which is still the point, right? Like it's still the, there's a time element that is pertinent, that is fundamental, that is important. You can't fire anybody less than a calendar year from winning the Super Bowl.
Tell everyone
that's
though.
it.
I agree.
That's all I got.
Tell everyone what the background, because you used to. Did you produce with Anthony?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Anthony's cousin is my brother-in-law.
So explain
Anthony's
who
cousins.
Anthony Gargano is, because there's going to be people out here who don't know who he is.
Gargano is a longtime, 25 years or so, Philadelphia radio guy who is now with PHLY Philly. I think, yeah, the
All
outlet
City.
there.
Yeah.
The All City. That's right. That's what All Cities. And so I produced Anthony's show, which he didn't know who I was. I remember the day I walked in there, and I wasn't doing his show. They were on a break. I was sitting in like the waiting area outside the studio, and he and Glenn Macnow came out, and he points at me and he goes, "Who are you?" I don't know. Maybe he just saw another Italian. He goes, "Who are you?" I was like, "Actually, I'm closer to you than you think." And I guess I had been hired, or I was interviewing. I don't know. So I was no nepotism. He didn't even know who I was when I got hired. And so so Anthony, I've been a regular on his show when he was at WIP, and then the Fanatic in Philly, and then he jumped to the All City Network, and he was. We have a regular spot on Fridays. I've got 3. I've got one with you, I got one with TSN, and I got one with Anthony. That's it. That's our regular spots. And I couldn't wait till Friday. He was tweeting stuff the other day about how Nick Sirianni is not a good coach. And I said, I replied on Twitter. I go, send me the Zoom link. I'm calling in. And I said, what are you out of your mind? Like, and Anthony, he and I then, we texted afterward. And I was like, I don't even know. Did I retweet? I don't even know if I retweeted it. I have no idea. I was like, how are people seeing it? Drew.
I think it was Awful Announcing. Was like
No, it was before that.
Was it?
Way
Because
before
Awful
that.
Announcing had like what I saw. Now had all your facial expressions.
MJD called me. MJD called me. I was like, how the hell did you see? He goes, I don't know. Somebody retweeted into my timeline. And so we had, and his point was not like, I backed him into a corner. I was like, do you want him fired? And that's when I walked off when he said yes. But he didn't. His point was, and honestly, he's got a little bit. He's on to a little something here, because the Eagles front office is going to drive a lot of things in the next couple of weeks here in Philadelphia, and they want a break from the Nick Sirianni offense. They want some different. As much as people thought Kellen Moore was different, he did bring a couple of. Not a couple. I mean, he brought Kellen Moore elements, but they merged that with, and Sirianni, as the year went on, was leaning on him more and more to run the football. And it is funny because, hang on one second, because this is going to be, you're going to ask me about this. Yo,
You want me to mute you
this week? Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. All right. I'm on the air right now. Okay. All right. Thank you. But no. I'm not. I got you.
We're going to circle back to this one. Just put them.
Okay.
Just
well, that's
put
non-zero.
Put the phone right up to the mic.
No. All right. Thanks. Bye. No, it's something you're going to ask me about later. All right.
Okay.
This is going to be Rhea Hughes, who used to be in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
She would text me all the time about how she didn't like Kellen Moore, and I was like, Rhea, I'm very busy. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and Kellen Moore is about to call the plays. Like, I would, even up to that point, she was like, I'm not, and they know football in Philly, and she actually was. I expected her to crush Patullo, and she's like, he's not the problem. That's not. I was like, wow, I don't. How do you?
So you think
reconcile this?
they're closer to moving on from him? You think?
So I said to him, listen, as much as I was in your face or whatever, I think in a year we may be having a different conversation, and I also think that market. It happened with Doug Peterson, where almost the pressure of everything magnifies the success and magnifies the downfall. And I think, and now it's going to be, and people have already said this, you're going to see a different element, and people are going to say, well, that's not what Sirianni's been doing. And he's up in 18 minutes to talk to the media down there. It's going to be really interesting to see how they handle it today. So it was a spirited conversation. He's not a complete idiot, but you still don't fire a guy within a calendar year. So
so you don't think it happens this year, but it could happen after next year. What was Doug? What was? Well, answer that before I ask another question.
I think you're now. He's now on watch already.
Okay.
So next year has to be a successful year. That's a demanding owner in Philadelphia, and a demanding owner who responds to a demanding fan base. Well, he responds to the fan base.
Sure,
yes, exactly.
I get it.
So go ahead, Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson was 2 years after they won it.
17, 18, 19, 20. So he was fired after 20. So it was 3 years. So at 18, they went to the divisional round. They lost a tough game to the Saints.
Wow.
19 was the. Now you're.
It doesn't matter. He just was fired. I just remember thinking, God, Doug Peterson. He was the toast of the NFL, and they'd won the championship, and they'd won the Super. And it just, then God, it's like a couple of years later.
19 they lost to the Seahawks. Carson Wentz had a concussion in that game.
Right,
I'm remembering it. So
right.
how do we both forget that game?
Yeah.
And then in 20 they went 4-11-1. Wow.
It was a big drop off. So there are a bunch of openings, right? The news now is Harbaugh's going to take the Giants job. Why was that the one job, I think, for John Harbaugh that was the most appealing, most attractive to him?
I think I know it was the Giants and followed relatively closely by the Titans. But I believe that ownership is what was the big difference for him. He worked for a great owner in Steve Bisciotti. The Maras, the Tisches, Chris Mara really did a lot of stuff here because John Mara is battling cancer. So we'll see how that works out for him. And what that means for the structure of the team moving forward. Joe Shane is the general manager that a lot of people have questions about. I don't know what the final say over the 53 is going to look like, but I know that those two had great conversations, and Joe was part of the recruiting process and really struck it well with Harbaugh. And Joe's been collaborative before; he'll be collaborative again. So they closed this one out. Young quarterback, high draft pick, cap room. Tennessee had all that. The only thing Tennessee had over that was a new stadium coming a year from now. But in the end, that shouldn't be a deciding factor. Just sort of a cherry on top type thing. So to the Giants, he goes. It's a franchise with a lot of history. John Harbaugh appreciates that.
Yeah,
and it's a big market with a lot of excitement and a lot of young talent on that team.
You surprised by Mike Tomlin stepping down?
No,
saw that coming for a while.
For a couple of years now. For a couple of years. I mean, we had heard it. I came into this season being told, keep an eye on the Steelers this year if it doesn't work out. And that this Rodgers thing really felt like a last swing at, let's see if we can make this work. He's also been a victim of his own success because he's been so good that they haven't had a high draft pick to draft a quarterback. And they've had to try Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields and Russell Wilson and Mitch Trubisky and drafting Kenny Pickett at 20th when Kenny Pickett may not have even been a first rounder that year.
Yeah.
So they've tried a whole lot of things to get a quarterback. Eventually, you need to stink bad enough to get one, or in the Seahawks case, you go out and sign one in Sam Darnold. So, everybody was celebrating in Pittsburgh, and we played some of those radio bites of people calling in. Check back with them at the end of this year.
It's hard.
The next couple of years.
It's hard. I mean, Seattle goes through the same thing. Not as long, obviously, as Tomlin in Pittsburgh, and then Baltimore with Harbaugh. But there was a lot of people. God, careful. When Pete moved on, I think there was a lot that said, "Hey, it's time." You need something new in there. But there's also, I think, even that same crowd said, "God, but be careful what you wish for, because you just don't know what you get on the other side." So there's examples of it can work, and certainly examples that it doesn't work. What's amazing with Pittsburgh is, what is it, 3 head coaches since 1969? That is just remarkable. From Chuck Noll to Cowher now to Tomlin, which is
and everybody says, they'll stick by you, and you'll have job security, and you will. You better be good, right? Like all 3 of those were really good coaches. They all won Super Bowls, right? That's part of the continuity and part of the. Now they're more patient, and they would have welcomed Tomlin back again. I mean, he stepped down. That's important to note here.
Sure.
He stepped down, and
for a year to do what? Year to do TV, kind of just take a breather, and then he's getting back in.
Yeah, but I think that there's an element of he was done there, right?
He's just done overall.
No, as a coach, no.
Oh, so you think it could be right away, not TV?
No. I think he's going to take, but I don't think it was just. I need a break, right?
He just need a break. He needed to be done
Payton?
there.
See what happened with Sean Payton? Like they painted that as I need to step away. It's been a long run. And then 1 year later, bang, right? Because if he jumps back into it now, then it's blatantly obvious that it wasn't I needed a break. It's I needed a break from them.
I love during the Biscotti. Is it Steve Biscotti? Biscotti. I'm not like the cookie.
It's all right.
Biscotti.
Not the first person.
I love during his press conference when he was informed of Mike Tomlin. First of all, the press conference was sensational. And why does he not do one every week? I mean, he looks like some Ralph Lauren mogul up there.
Yeah.
And he was incredible. I mean, the transparency, the honesty, whether you like it or not, was refreshing. I mean, when he was asked about Harbaugh, hey, if the guy makes the kick, does he save his job? And he goes, yeah, for one more week. I mean, you don't hear people talk like that.
Well, but I also think that that's important to note that it wasn't just the result of one game. And are you kidding me? So the Giants had this dinner at Ilia restaurant in East Rutherford near the facility. And I said this morning that they did it in the private wine cellar downstairs. The New York Post sent their reporter out to do a thing from the wine cellar. Now, this is what's missing these days. Yeah. We need more of this. Yes. This is the kind of stuff that's dying.
Yes. I love it all.
Awesome. Why'd you send that message? I was about to reply to you. Anyway,
I'm into all of it. All right. So what's the other dominoes fall? So what do we got? Steelers, Dolphins, Ravens, Falcons, Cardinals, Browns, Raiders, Titans. I mean, it's amazing. Klint Kubiak's got to get one of these jobs, right?
I think so. Yeah, I do.
Is there a leader? Who's the leader in the clubhouse?
Oh, for him, I don't know. I mean, he's got there's a number of intriguing jobs. I mean, the Steelers put in for him, if I'm recalling correctly. I don't know. It's been such a blur. I'm forgetting who put in for who. Which, theoretically would be intriguing to him. But again, you got to figure out how you're going to get yourself that quarterback there, because now they're really in quarterback hell because Rodgers is not coming back. I know they like Will Howard, but not exactly a highly drafted guy, and you got to figure out what you want to do. I think he gets one. I do. Jeff Hafley, I would say probably in strong contender in Miami. At Arizona, I'm going to go right to Arizona. Horrible quarterback situation because he got benched, and now you got to figure out what to do with all that guaranteed money and where to put him, how to eat that, the effect on the cap and all that stuff. Not a lot of talent on the roster, some, but not a lot of talent. Not the newest stadium, not even like you got great facilities there or whatever. Notoriously cheap when it comes to not only the head coach but also staffing. I mean, that's a big thing. I was talking to a guy yesterday. He said, "Yeah, even at our place, they really pared down." And that's one thing the Steelers have done too, by the way, is they've pared down assistant coaches. If owners aren't willing to spend there and they're pinching pennies, all about the bottom line, which is insane to me, that makes it difficult. That makes it difficult because the guy I was talking to yesterday, he's like, well, I got to do stuff that we should have three other people doing.
Right.
He's an offensive assistant, and like I got to do yeoman type duty. Like it's taken away from my ability to game plan and do all this other stuff. So like I don't know who Arizona's going to wind up with. The Raiders, other than the Tom Brady part, are like, I don't know what makes that job attractive at this point.
Well, because the big talk there has been, would they try, and because they have the top pick, would they try to go after Cignetti?
Yeah,
you think that would Curt Cignetti leave college to go to the NFL?
I don't know what he would do. I have no idea.
Be able to take Mendoza. Has there been?
If I were him, I would. I mean, you're at Indiana. How do you sustain that, right? I mean,
you got Mark Cuban funneling, providing all the money for your team, I guess. But you get away. But it lets you just coach and not do all that other BS that college coaches got to do.
Fair.
But does his shtick work in the NFL? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I tend to think most college coaches don't work in the NFL. Most successful college coaches don't work in the NFL. It's really difficult to do the Pete Carroll thing. And Pete, Pete registered. I feel bad Pete's going to go out with that last year with the Raiders being on everybody's mind because he really did a great job with everything.
Well, I think Cignetti would that one will be interesting to see, and whatever the Raiders do. But God, there's a lot of jobs. There's just a lot of jobs available. Could there be one last thing on the coach? I want to get to Fred Warner, Matt LaFleur. I mean, is there a chance he doesn't come back to Green Bay?
There's a non-zero chance, yeah, but I think it gets done in the end. I would, but I honestly, we've been so locked in on the openings that I really haven't done as much digging on that one as I should have. I mean, I've kind of sort of put it on the back burner. All right, let's see if that gets done. So they've got to negotiate a contract at this point.
Okay, Fred Warner, do you think he suits up on Saturday?
I do not. No, I do not believe that Fred Warner plays against the Seahawks. Do I believe he plays the following week? Yes. And I don't think that's a slam dunk either. But Fred Warner will not be on the field. That's my prediction.
Okay, well, that's good news for us out here in Seattle. How do you think
Eric Kendricks played well? Had that pass breakup on the final play too.
Yeah. How do you think that game shapes out? More of what we saw in Week 18, or what?
Sorry, I'm getting a text here. Say it again, one more time.
How do you think that game shapes up this Saturday? More of what we saw in Week 18? Or something different. You got to imagine that Kyle Shanahan and these guys are going to have something different, right?
Yeah, they're going to put points up. So I listen. I was stunned to see the number on this game, like
7.5.
Did not believe it was a touchdown. It was 7.5 at some point.
Yeah, it's gone back and forth. 7.5.
We've showed it up on the NFL Network. I saw 7.5 at some point. I was like, what?
It's a big number.
Could not believe it was that high. When Juwan Jennings told me that's the team we want on Sunday on the field, I was like, all right, this is going to be a good game, right? And I was like, and I expect the Niners to put up a better showing. They are banged up. Like at some point, how much duct tape do you have to hold this thing together?
Right.
And then having to play on, which I still don't understand. There's no reason to do that. Make the game on Sunday. Why?
People out here are like, oh, cry me a river. And I get that. It's the 49er fans. But if the roles were reversed, you'd be doing the same thing.
Of course.
I don't understand the NFL's decision with this. Just give them the normal rest that they usually get during the season, especially for a game of this magnitude.
Well, and I also think that it may actually sort of weirdly be an advantage for the 49ers because – a lot of times it's tough to keep your edge, even in the playoffs, right? Yeah. What do you do to keep that edge? Use that as a motivating factor. Use that as all right, well, hell, we knew this wasn't going to be easy, and they're making it harder on us. Screw them, screw these guys, screw all these people saying this. Use that as a fueling factor. In the end, it comes down to how much gas you have left in the tank, and having to fly all the way to the East Coast, play that game, play a physical game, lose another key player to injury. How much again can you keep that going?
They'll use anything. I mean, Trent Williams used it last week before the Eagles game, right? Telling everyone before the game, hey, this is they rested their starters the week before because they thought they would be easy against us. So I mean, they'll use everything. I think in the end, I think the sentiment is shared by all. If Sam Darnold doesn't turn the ball over, that they'll be fine. Yeah. And I think everybody out here just feels the only way that the Seahawks can lose is if he has reverts back to like the Rams' first performance and is gifting the 49ers the ball all over the place. I think other than that, they're just a better football team. They're healthier and they're just better almost in every phase. I think if the way, like there's been Niners games where they've gone on the road and like, not this game really wasn't what I'm thinking in my head, but like you come out in the first drive, you're running it down a team's throat, right? Like you're just finding ways. There was a Green Bay Dallas game a couple of years ago. I think it was the divisional round or maybe it was wild card where the first drive of the game, they went right down the field and physical Aaron Jones, bam, 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 touchdown. And I remember watching that game and going like, Cowboys are in trouble right away. Like you don't want to overreact to the first drive of the game, but I was like, Cowboys are in trouble. It's going to have to be that kind of because DeMarcus Lawrence makes a play, Ernest Jones makes a play. Offensively, they're ripping off 15-yard runs early on. You know what that atmosphere is going to be like, right? You have got to avoid that at all costs if you're the 49ers in this game. It's going to be a fun one. It's great that it's in prime time there at 5 o'clock. All right, quickly before let's get to the other games. Bears, Rams, temperatures are going to be like, they're saying like 7 degrees at like kickoff with snow. That doesn't seem like if you're a team from LA, that's going to be fun. And Matt Stafford's numbers in these conditions are not good. The Bears, I mean, the Rams come in favored by 3.5. How do you think that shapes out? I don't think anyone should be surprised if the Bears can pull off the win. No, but I covered the game with the Rams. And this is what you're going to see pregame probably. These guys taking off their shirts. Jared Verse was warmed up shirtless in MetLife when I covered. It was a Rams-Jets game last year. They're freezing. And Kyren Williams, but that's the whole. They're going to send the message. And Kyren Williams is a physical runner, which is not what they thought he was coming out. So I expect him to move some piles. I'm still riding with the Rams on this one. But if you're the Rams and you're up early, that's a team that can come back, and you're a team that almost let a backdoor last week against the Carolina Panthers. So mind yourself. Okay. So you're expecting probably the Rams pull that off, and hopefully we'll see the Seahawks in the championship game. Bills Broncos. What do you like? It's tough. This is Bills Jaguars for me from last week. But I said last week whoever won that Bills game was going to make a run. I'll stick with the Bills. Okay. But Patriots, you think? But okay, go. I know that underdog thing in Denver is going to be a rallying cry. Okay. So. And Patriots, you think they handle business at home against the Texans? I'm torn. Ooh, Texans. That defense is disgusting. I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go Texans. Okay, you're gonna go Texans. That's an upset, right? Yeah. For sure it is. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Thank you. But I don't know. The quarterback didn't play well last week. Yeah, but with that defense, he doesn't have to play well. I mean, he doesn't play all that well. Now, that running game, you know what? Nah, screw it. I'm flipping it. Give me Patriots. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm flipping it. I'll call you back if I flip it the other way, too. We'll be watching NFL Network. You'll be all over it as you usually are. Big thanks as always to Hartley and Hartley Insurance, also Zogs and Fox Island. Our guys. Mikey G. Mike Garafolo, NFL Network with us every single Thursday. Thank you, Mike. You got it. See you, Buck. There he is again, Mike Garafolo. You can catch if you came into it late, the full appearance there with Mike available up on YouTube later, a part of the Daily Puck Drop. Plus, we'll separate Mike's interview like we usually do for all of our guests. Just search Mike Garafolo there up on YouTube. He likes the Seahawks over the Niners. He likes the he likes the Rams taking out the Bears. He's going to take the Broncos. He kind of wishy-washy the Broncos and Bills, and is also going to take the Texans with the upset. Perhaps they're over the New England Patriots. All right, so we'll take a break from NFL. We'll talk more NFL coming up here in just a second with Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered and KJ-Arent. But before we get to that, let's get a word from one of our sponsors, Flat Stick Pub. If it's fun you desire, it's fun you're going to get at Flat Stick Pub. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, whether it's date night, guys night, ladies night, or large group event, Flat Stick Pub's got you covered. They have 6 great locations across the Pacific Northwest, from Pioneer Square to Kirkland, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. All locations offer the best pub experience in Washington. 2 rules at Flat Stick Pub: drink local and have fun. Pretty simple. So if you like to have fun, love local beer, and great tasting food, make Flat Stick Pub your next spot. Visit them at flatstickpub.com. All right, here we go. It's another edition of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy, host of the Mitch Unfiltered podcast. Entire show airs in its entirety during the live daily puck drop, but once the live show concludes, the only way to catch KJ-Arent is to join Puck's Posse at pucksports.com or become a patron at mitchunfiltered.com, and you can do that as well. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the king of all media. Making you so nervous? What's making Mitchy, the Seahawks season ticket holder fan, nervous about Saturday night?
Just what we're talking about, more than anything like X's and O's. I can't see it. I can't close my eyes and see the Seahawks losing.
And that makes you nervous.
That makes me damn nervous.
Yeah, I get that.
Sometimes, when you're rooting for a team like my other favorite NFL team that never makes the playoffs and never does anything, and I complain and moan and bitch, when are we ever going to be somebody again? It dawns on me that might be easier than this. That might be just an easier path for a sports fan to root for a loser, because this is just stressful.
Yeah, but can't you look at it from the perspective that you never thought that they would be here anyways? Yeah. I mean, what did you think they were going to be this year?
7 and 8 and 9.
Really? That's okay.
7 and 10, non-playoff team. 8 and 9. I don't know. 8 and 9. I didn't know. I didn't think Sam Darnold was anything. I thought that Sam Darnold acquisition was shit, that they had no chance. And when you put together Sam Darnold coming, and I, of course, like Geno Smith. I was the only one. I'm the only one left. But I like Geno Smith. And when you put together Sam Darnold and DK Metcalf going, and they're not really replacing him with Cooper Kupp, who I thought was a shot fighter, and I still kind of think is a little bit of a shot fighter. I thought they had no chance on offense.
I don't think any of us thought. I mean, I think we all knew that JSN was good. I mean, clearly, but I didn't think he was this good. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know he would step in and be this, like, number 1 best wide receiver in the league. I thought he was a complimentary piece, that he needed Metcalf. He needed Lockett. But clearly he didn't.
It's the most unexpected Seattle success story ever. If they win this, let's say if they win the Super Bowl. Or
That's
go to
interesting that you say that.
Let's say they go to the. I mean, if they lose this weekend, if they lose Saturday, then I take back what I just said. But,
you got to stick with it.
No, I don't. If they go to the Super Bowl, this team that I thought would be 8 and 9.
If they go to the Super Bowl,
if they go to the Super Bowl, I mean, I did this either with you or on one of the podcasts. When you go back over the 3 teams that went to the Super Bowl, the Seahawks 3 teams that went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
They were all expected to be at least good, maybe very good.
Yeah.
We thought they were all up-and-comers. They were coming. The Holmgren team was coming. The Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll team after the Atlanta playoff game was coming. Of course, the next year they're the defending champs. They're there, right? If you go back over the Sonics and the Mariners, maybe –
I'm going to give you 1 year for the Sonics.
Well, the 2001 Mariners team, after they lost A-Rod and Junior and Randy Johnson, we didn't know anything about this Japanese player. For them to win 116 games or whatever they won, that did come out of nowhere, but they didn't do any. They only made it to what? The American League Championship Series. That's why I say if this team gets to the Super Bowl, then – give me a Sonics one.
You remember the 2004 team, 2004, 2005?
Tell me.
No one picked them to do anything. They were terrible. They end up going 52-30. They win the Northwest Division. Now again, they don't even make it to the championship round. But I just remember that being one of It was one of the most fun years of Sonics basketball because no one had any idea.
Who was on that team?
Like Ray Allen, Nick Collison, Reggie Evans, Danny Fortson, Jerome James, Rashard Lewis, Ronald Flip Murray, Vitaly Papanko. What was his name?
Otapenko.
That's right. That team kind of came out of nowhere, but they didn't make the championship round.
Yeah, and I'll stay with I think that 01 Mariners team gives this team a run for its money, but if this team gets to the Super Bowl, it's an amazing, out of nowhere, unexpected story. Really.
Gotta be great too. You just go right into it. Super Bowl's February 5th. 4 days later, we got pitchers and catchers. We got the parade the next day. Oh, God.
Do you realize?
What a time!
Let me just say, can I state the obvious to Seattle sports fans right now?
That I look like I'm puffy. Yes.
What is the hat, by the way? Before I state the obvious,
it is the Portland Diamond Project. Years and years ago, a group in Portland was trying to, and they still are trying to get baseball to Portland. And this is just their group. They're actively trying to get Major League Baseball there. So that's their logo. Looks like the Tigers. Pretty good looking hat. That's what it is.
Ready for my obvious statement?
Yes. Can't wait.
If Dan Wilson doesn't pull George Kirby after 4 innings.
You're back to Dan Wilson and Kirby.
And what's the dude's name that hit the home run from the Astros that used to play for the Astros? What's the guy's
George Springer.
Name? And George Springer doesn't hit that home run. We are literally in Seattle, fucking Washington, talking about back-to-back potentially World Series and Super Bowl within like a couple of months of one another. Well, I mean, we all should retire. We should all just quit. If something like that happened, I always, the name Al McGuire, the name Al McGuire, but you're too young to remember. I'm just old enough to remember. A young Al McGuire winning the national championship with Marquette. I remember it. I was young. I remember watching it. He was young, coach, great coach. He just said at the end of that game, that's it. I'm done. I'm never coaching again. And then people were like, Al, you're like 42. No, it doesn't get any better than this. I'm done. And no one believed him. And he never coached again. He went into broadcast. He was done. He went out on top. I think we should, if the Seahawks, if this would have happened, World Series and Super Bowl within 3 months of each other, we all quit. We close up 9:50. We close up 7:10. There's no more sports talk. No more podcasts. We're done. We're finished.
You know what my favorite part is going to be is if they do win the Super Bowl, you're going to allow yourself like 30 seconds to be excited that they won the Super Bowl, but you're going to come back to Dan fucking Wilson. If he just kept George Kirby in, look what we would have had. That's where your mind is going to go within a minute.
Where my mind is going to go within a minute is going to be, if they win the Super Bowl, is going to be, can it not be so cold at the parade this time around? Remember how fucking cold
it was cold.
God, it was cold.
1 degree. It was like, what was it?
It was. All I could remember is I took my 2 little boys at the time, and we went. Remember the parade culminated at the stadium, and people were sitting in the stadium. So I'm sitting in like the upper deck of the stadium with my 2 sons, and I'm just freezing my freaking ass off, waiting for these people to come into the stadium from the parade. Can it not be so cold? It's the only thing I ask.
John Schneider was just shit canned. That was the best. Another edition of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy, host of the Mitch Unfiltered podcast. Again, our weekly show airs in its entirety during the live daily puck drop. But once the live show is over, you must sign up to become a Posse member to listen to the full show at pucksports.com. All right, we got still Hey What the Puck, and we got to do on this day But I do want to point out a couple of shows. Speaking of the Pucks Posse, we do have 2 shows already out this week, couple of shows. Sports Pit with Matt Stretch Johnson out on Tuesdays. That is out. Go check it out on the Pucks Posse page, again at pucksports.com. And another edition of Inside Pitch with Ryan Divish. New episodes every single Wednesday, talking Mariners baseball. Also, I mentioned this at the start of the show. We recorded a new Old Crimson podcast this morning, myself, Paul Sorensen, Jim Moore. The video is up on YouTube right now, so you can watch our beautiful faces. If you just want to listen to us, only available for the listening device there at Puck Sports, the Pucks Posse. Again, go to pucksports.com. But it's been a crazy month here for the Cougs. They hired Kirby Moore back on December 12th. It's been a whirlwind since then. A bunch of guys. They've lost a lot of guys. They've added a lot of guys. They've retained a good chunk of guys that came over with Jimmy Rogers. So far in the first month plus, it's been a success for the Cougs. Here's Paul Sorensen on that.
Insane. In fact, it's an eyelash melter, to say the least. Just think, Puck and Jim, there's 10,576 players in the portal. 6,800 of those guys have not found a home. So it's not necessarily rags to riches for all 10,000 of those guys. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be out, looking for work. So the ones that are able to find a new place and upgrade, good for them. But, 65% of those folks are not going to be able to find a place that are better than what they left. Now, as far as what the Cougs have done, I think it was really a stroke of luck for Kirby Moore to be able to come in before the bowl game, to be able to see what Washington State had, for be able to be around this team, and when Jimmy came in from South Dakota State, he brought a lot of those players with him. Mm-hmm. So he kind of had a team that transferred in. Kirby hasn't had that luxury. He's had to go out. He's brought 10 Power 4 players in with those 24, 25 transfer portal guys.
So the full show up on YouTube. Just search Old Crimson. You'll find it on the Puck Sports page. Just search YouTube Puck Sports. And also, if you want to listen to it, it is on the Pucks Posse page. And again, the easiest way is just go to pucksports.com. And for all those Pucks Posse shows that you want to listen to, you can just download them and sync up the Patreon page to your, Apple or Spotify. It's real easy to do. And all the instructions are there. But a good 30 minutes this morning talking about the Cougars. All right, we've got to Hey What the Puck we'll get to in a second. But coming up right now, we got On This Day, January 15th. And of course, On This Day has a brand new sponsor brought to you by Hive Social. Seahawks fans, we got you covered. The Seahawks winters are cold, but things are heating up at Hive Social, the official social meetup app for Puck Sports. You can download Hive Social to your iOS and Android devices today. Plan unlimited meetups there on Hive Social. You can charge it for an unlimited package of $8 a month, but the normal package and the normal app is free. It's a great spot to find out how people are watching the Seahawks game or any sporting event, any type of meetup. It's great for adults, and it's a great access to find people that are nearby to you, and it is free. You can pay for the unlimited package, but the just normal base package is free. Hive Social, your meetup spot, and the official sports social meetup app here for Puck Sports. All right, On This Day, January 15th, a lot to get covered. 1892, Rules of Basketball, first published by Triangle Magazine, of course, written by Dr. James Naismith. On this day, January 15th, 1942, the green light letter went out. U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt sends MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis a letter encouraging baseball. Don't stop for World War II. We need the people in America to get kind of their minds off what's happening over in Europe and in the Pacific, and baseball will give them a distraction. 1965, Wilt Chamberlain traded from the San Francisco Warriors to the Philadelphia 76ers. 2 years later, 1967, the Packers take out the Chiefs 35-10 in the first Super Bowl. It was held in the LA Coliseum. Bart Starr was the game's MVP. 1995, you like area codes? Western Washington gets a new area code, 360, joins 206, and then also 253 and 425. 2009, On January 15th, we got the Miracle on the Hudson. Chelsea Sullenberger lands U.S. Airways Flight 1549 on the Hudson River shortly after takeoff from LaGuardia Airport in New York City. All passengers and crews survive. January 15th, 1964, Willie Mays signed a deal with the San Francisco Giants. At the time, he's the highest paid baseball player per year at $150,000. Shohei Ohtani now makes $70 million a year. 1997, I remember this vividly. Dennis Rodman, playing for the Bulls at the time, of course, they go win the title, kicks a cameraman in Minnesota in the groin. You remember that? You can see that video of him falling on the ground, looking at the guy and just stomping his foot at the guy's groin, just hit him hard. Ends up settling with the cameraman for only $200,000. I think the cameraman guy got enough. 1997, Sam Perkins playing for the Sonics Big Smooth. He ties Jeff Hornacek's NBA single-game record by connecting on 8 straight three-point field goals as the Soups knocked off the Toronto Raptors 122-78. All right, on this day, some happy birthdays. Drew Brees turns 47 today. Former MLB star Matt Holliday is 45. One of my favorite actresses of all time, Regina King's 55. Boys in the Hood, Friday, Poetic Justice, Jerry Maguire, and one of the greatest TV shows ever, 227. Kenny Easley, the great Kenny Easley, the greatest Seahawks defensive player of all time. Would have been 67 today. He passed away this past November. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, inducted into the 2017 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Of course, it would not be January 15th if we did not honor Martin Luther King Jr., born on this day, 1929, assassinated in 1968, would have been 96 today. Of course, led the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and the Fair Housing Act of 1968. That is on this day, which is now brought to you by Hive Social, the official social meetup app for Puck Sports. You can download Hive Social today. That's HYV, by the way, HYV Social on iOS and Android. There is a free version plus an unlimited meetups version for $7.99 a month, where you can find friends nearby for free. So join Hive Social today, HYV, perfect for this weekend to find out where people are sitting watching the Seahawks game coming up on Saturday night. Great to have Hive Social a part of Puck Sports and the official social media meetup for Puck Sports and the Daily Puck Drop. Let's get to Hey, What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. It's your restoration company that's going to let you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services, locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. Reach out to them, restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. I don't think there's a lot to worry this weekend, guys and kiddos. And I know there's going to be a little bit of that pit in the bottom of your stomach because it is the San Francisco 49ers, but I really just don't think there should be an issue. They're better on all fronts. They're healthier, number one. Their defense is by far and away better than their defense. Offensively, with the injuries, their offense is better than the San Francisco 49ers offense. What is going to prevent Seattle from winning this game? It will be themselves. It will be themselves shooting themselves in the foot. And let's be honest, they have not done that this year. Maybe you would point to the Rams game that they shot themselves in the foot with the 4 interceptions, or maybe that was just the Rams with a great game plan that day against Sam Darnold making mistakes. But that's why they lost that game that day. If Sam Darnold takes better care of the ball, they're fine. The only way if they lose on Saturday is if they just shoot themselves in the foot. And they've given you very little reason this year to say that they will shoot themselves in the foot Saturday night. Yes, will it be tight probably in the first half? Welcome to Seahawks football. There's going to be some aggravating moments in that game. Ultimately, though, they're going to pull away. They're going to win this game, and they're going to welcome in the Rams or the Bears for the NFC Championship game, and hopefully it's the Bears. Don't worry. All right, that's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One. They're going to help you out with all your restoration needs. Reach out to them at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Thank you for everyone watching and listening today. Thank you to all our sponsors, Limback Lumber. Also, we got Zogs on Fox Island, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, Flat Stick Pub, Georgetown Brewery, Restoration One, and our brand new sponsor, Hive Social, for On This Day. We appreciate their new support. You can find today's Daily Puck Drop on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel when you're there. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. We'll get to as many as we can. You can also find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, does not matter. And, of course, find everything up at pucksports.com. When you're there, sign up to become a member of the Pucks Posse. It's just $5 a month. You support all the free content we do. In addition, we give you bonus shows every week. Tuesdays, a Sports Pit with Matt Stretch Johnson. Wednesdays, Inside Pitch with Ryan Divish. Thursdays, KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy. And as I mentioned before, we got another edition of Old Crimson up there as well. Also, be sure to check out Monday's Graz with Gas Take 5 podcast, which we now produce. You can find it up on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Everybody have a great Thursday. We will see you tomorrow, a Friday show, which will include Bob Condota, of course. Last Word with Bob. Jim will be back. We also got Chris Egan from King 5. Our handicapper, Troy Wins, to get you set for the weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. As always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you, but you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for? We like this one out of anyway.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!